They were television's golden duo, Bruce Willis and Cybill Shepherd, lighting up screens with sizzling chemistry in Moonlighting. But behind those charming smiles and flirtatious banter, a storm was brewing, one so intense, it would become one of Hollywood's most whispered feuds. Cybill wouldn't reveal the full truth for years, until now. While fans adored their playful tension on screen, few knew how bitter things had become when the cameras stopped rolling. The word hate wasn't just tabloid gossip, it came straight from Cybill herself. What could cause such deep resentment between two people who seemed perfect together on TV? What's your initial reaction to this shocking revelation? Could their chemistry have been real, or just painfully faked for the cameras? Let us know in the comments while we dive into what really tore them apart behind the scenes. When Bruce Willis first walked into the audition room for Moonlighting, Cybill Shepherd felt something electric. "My temperature went up 10 degrees, she later admitted. It was undeniable, there was instant chemistry. But that attraction came with a warning sign. Cybill, a seasoned actress, knew better than to mix personal feelings with professional commitments. Though she confessed to being drawn to Bruce, she made it clear from the start, she would never act on it. Still, the emotions lingered. Working that closely with someone you're secretly attracted to, day after day, created tension. A complicated, silent battle simmered beneath every line they delivered on screen. As the show became a hit, the pressure mounted. Their playful banter began to feel more like sharp jabs. Audiences saw sparks. But behind the scenes, those sparks were lighting fuses that neither Cybill nor Bruce could fully control. As Moonlighting soared in ratings, the environment backstage began to collapse. Fights between Bruce and Cybill became routine, sometimes so intense, it was said they argued before major scenes just to get into character. Bruce was labeled a party animal by co-star Curtis Armstrong, often showing up to set hungover from wild nights out. Cybill, meanwhile, gained a reputation for diva-like behavior, even throwing tantrums when things didn't go her way. The tension wasn't just personal, it turned professional. In one shocking moment, Cybill demanded the firing of the show's creator, Glenn Caron. And she got her wish. That move deepened the wedge between her and Bruce, who was reportedly furious about the behind-the-scenes chaos spinning out of control. To make matters even messier, rumors of an on-set affair between Bruce and Cybill began to surface. Neither confirmed nor denied it, but the emotional toll was clear. Co-stars hinted at a disastrously ill-conceived romance early in the show's run, one that may have ignited feelings they never fully resolved, only resented. By the final seasons of Moonlighting, the atmosphere on set had grown unbearable. Cast and crew described a workplace so toxic that Bruce and Cybill had to be physically separated, down to the inch. Their trailers were measured to ensure neither had to walk farther than the other. On set, they avoided eye contact. During emotional scenes, editors had to slow the footage just to fake a connection between them. Even basic dialogue became strained. Their once charming banter now masked pure resentment. According to Armstrong, things got so bad that just being in the same room was a challenge. The smallest disagreement could erupt into rage. One infamous incident saw Cybill throw a briefcase so hard against a door that it shook the entire set, stunning everyone on location. The once celebrated duo was now a liability. What began as a flirtation had turned into a Cold War. And while the cameras kept rolling, the show's heart was clearly breaking behind the scenes. For fans watching at home, the magic was still alive. But for those working on Moonlighting, it was a battlefield. When Moonlighting ended in 1989, so did any semblance of a relationship between Cybill Shepherd and Bruce Willis. For years, they didn't speak, not a word. The bitterness lingered well after the final credits rolled. In a 2005 interview, Cybill didn't sugarcoat it. "We just hated each other," she said plainly. No more rumors, just truth. Their feud had become legendary. But as the years passed, something shifted. In 2018, during Bruce Willis's Comedy Central roast, Cybill made a rare appearance. With a biting sense of humor, she poked fun at their volatile relationship. "He played an A**hole, which he is." The crowd laughed, but beneath the sarcasm was a trace of honesty. Even decades later, their tension remained palpable. Then came the news in 2022, Bruce had been diagnosed with aphasia, a condition affecting his ability to communicate. For the first time in years, Cybill spoke from the heart. "I will always love Bruce," she said in an interview. No more jabs. Just reflection, warmth, and a quiet sense of closure. It was a side of their story no one expected. For 3 decades, Cybill Shepherd and Bruce Willis barely uttered a word to each other. Their once thriving partnership had crumbled into silence. But in the end, it wasn't another scandal, fight, or interview that brought closure. It was time and illness. As Bruce stepped away from the spotlight to battle aphasia, Cybill's sharp edges softened. Her final words were no longer fueled by rivalry, but by something far deeper. "I will always love Bruce," she said, her voice steady. Was it nostalgia? Regret? Or the honest truth of someone who once shared something unforgettable, even if it ended in flames? Their chemistry, once a firestorm, had cooled into something more reflective. Bitter, yes, but also human. So, can decades of resentment ever truly be healed? Or do some Hollywood feuds remain part of the legend forever? Comment below. Do you think they ever found peace? And don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories behind the spotlight.